Good afternoon, America. It's Michael Duncan Foster here, and how you doing? Check out my hands. See how greasy they are? I'm a mess. It's cold, it's damp, it's wet. I had a whole bunch of drama yesterday after I got done doing that video. You remember when I was going down the hill and I told you, man, I got a wobble? Well, some of my spokes were loose. So basically, it was wobbling so bad that I pulled off the side of the road. I took my gear off, and I proceeded to try and tighten them with a pair of scissors. I tried to tighten my spokes with a pair of scissors. I actually had the tool, the pliers tool, multi-purpose tool, and I lost it yesterday. The day that I needed it on this whole trip, I lost that tool. And I pulled off the side of the road. I had a pair of scissors, and I'm sitting there trying to tighten my spokes. Rangers come by, and they ask me what I'm doing. They check me out. They had a multi-tool, which I tried to buy off of him, but he wouldn't sell it to me for the only $10 that I had. But he came by. I told him I used his pliers, and I started to tighten the ones that were loose. Well, guess what? You can't do that. When I tightened those, by the time I got done tightening the ones that were loose, the whole back tire wouldn't roll. It was hitting one side. It was so tweaked out, it would not roll. And I wasn't going to fix it there. And the Ranger's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what you're going to do. What are you going to do, for the night? What are you planning? What's your plan? And I'm like, I don't know. God's got me. God's got me somehow. God's got me this far. Somehow He's going to figure out a way to figure it out. So basically, they told me that I could go off into the woods and make a camp, but I couldn't be seen by the road. You're supposed to be a quarter of a mile off of a roadway camping here in the back country. Luckily, I have a back country permit. The Ranger hooked me up when I came in. But I didn't know what I was going to do. I was really like, oh my gosh, I can't roll my bike and all this gear. I guess I'm going to have to get a ride out of here. And then he said, well, you can't stick out your thumb, because if you stick out your thumb, they'll call you in. And, that's against the law to hitchhike. So, I was in a little bit of dire straits, but I gave it to God. And in the middle of the night, last night, I had a epiphany. Boom. God told me that basically if I take off that tire and take off the tube, it's screwable from the other side. It's screwable from the other side. So that's what I did this morning. About 8:30 this morning, I took off the tire and the tube, and this little thing right here, this knife right here, which was given to me by Teresa Thompson. Teresa, thank you so much. God bless you. I love you. I love you right now. I love you. Okay? That little screwdriver, which is bent, because I use it so much, for the last 5 hours, I actually started screwing the ones in that were loose, and then realized that I tightened up some of them too tight. So I couldn't get those off with the screwdriver because they were too tight. So I had to basically take all the spokes, loosen them all up. And I loosened every single one of these spokes up. And then I proceeded to tighten them down again, the same tightness, basically until I couldn't tighten it anymore. And I did that. But in the process of doing that, what happened was I lost one of the screws that screws the spoke in. I lost one of these right here. Wait, let's see. See that right there? I lost that. One of them. But without one spoke, I can make it in. That's no big deal. But if I had that, because it's about 1 o'clock right now, and I started at 8:30, but after screwing all that in and spending all that time, it's spinning, baby. It's spinning. And it's spinning pretty straight.